Hello and welcome back to The Lion's Den. I'm your host Matt, as always, and I'm very frustrated right now because I recorded an episode yesterday that I was going to edit, and Audacity decided not to save it, so here we are again. Essentially, what I did in that episode is I went through a sort of looking at my notes on my phone, because I make notes on my phone of what I want to do in an episode, and I completely forgot. So I just decided to go through all of them and determine what I thought would be a good idea to talk about. So yeah, that's what this episode is. Now I'm having technical difficulties with my phone. So the first thing I talked about is I have a KK Slider song list on my phone. Now, if you don't know who KK Slider is, what are you doing? He is a dog who plays guitar in the Animal Crossing series, and as far as I'm aware, he's been in all of them, which is really cool. And he comes every Saturday night, except in New Leaf. I know New Leaf, he was available every night, but not the standard KK Slider. It was the DJK, because he was cool, and you can meet him every Saturday night, and he will play a song for you and then give you a copy of that song that you can then use in the stereos that you get throughout the game. So any stereo that will accept his songs, you can shove them in and play your favorites, you know, the bangers. So I have a list on my phone of some of my favorites that I personally really enjoy. So like my top one is probably Stale Cupcakes. I've got 2 Days Ago, KK Soul, Disco, House, Stroll, Jongara, which, oh my, Jongara. Drive-In, I've got Lullaby, Gumbo, Hypno, Agent KK, KK Moody. R&B is not on here. I should add R&B. R&B is a really good one as well. And the interesting thing about his songs is they're on guitar, and some mad lads on the internet wrote them out as guitar tab so I can read and play them, which is super cool. So one of the things I've done is I've learnt a few of them over the years just so that I can play them, and I've played them for my friends a couple of times, which is really fun. So I learnt Stale Cupcakes in 2 days ago. Stale Cupcakes is difficult chord shapes, but an easy enough pattern to kind of get down. So you just have to build the finger strength to properly get the shapes and everything. But they're really cool, and if your friends don't know where they're from, you can just kind of whip them out and play them for them, and they'll be super impressed, which is really nice. Some of them are physically impossible, or almost inhumanly impossible, like KK Chongara. That's mainly because they write the songs and perform them on a MIDI instrument, so a keyboard basically. And there are things you can do on a keyboard that you cannot do on a guitar. People have tried, with varying levels of success. I don't want my fingers to break, so I will not be doing that. But I do sort of rotate around which ones I play and know at any given time. So I'm kind of... The one that really bugs me is I know KK Bossa. I've played KK Bossa multiple times, but there's a part of it that just slips out of my brain. And if I don't play it after a certain amount of time, and it's really frustrating. So that's a thing. I've also got on here my Amiibo list, sticking with Nintendo and whatnot. I'm pretty happy with my Amiibo collection currently. The funny thing is I have 4 Links, which is funny because I love Legend of Zelda. On my list currently I've only got 6, so I'd like Ganondorf from the Smash series, I'd like Toon Link from the Smash series, I'd like Young Link from the Smash series, Donkey Kong from the Smash series, Wolf from the Smash series, and the Champions Amiibo. So I want 3 more Zelda Amiibo, 2 of which are iterations of Link. The big Donkey Kong, because he's just cool, and a couple others. Now from the Champions Amiibo, really all I want is Rivali and Urbosa, because they are my favourites, even though Rivali is a complete and not a... what's a clean word? You know, he's just rude and arrogant and annoying, but he's cool, because I really like the Rito, personally. And Urbosa is probably my top one, because she's just so cool. She gives you the lightning ability, which is super handy. She's just really strong. She's a Gerudo, so of course she's strong. She's very skilled in hand-to-hand combat and whatnot. She has the lightning ability, as I just said. And as you learn throughout the game, she kind of acts as a bit of a pseudo-mother for Zelda, because obviously I think Zelda's mother is dead, or just not present in the game. So that's really nice. So she can go from being really motherly and caring to being just badass and destroying the bad people, so that's cool. But I mean, Mipha's cool. Everyone loves Mipha. I'm yeah, she's fine. And then there's Daruk. Daruk's just the big guy. He's fun. Right, what else? Oh yeah, I've got my McDonald's breakfast list. So the one thing about when I go to the gym is I drive straight through a retail park which has a McDonald's. Now, because I go to the gym early in the morning, it's very likely that by the time I'm then coming back from the gym, I could technically get a McDonald's breakfast. And I have a weakness for the sausage and pancakes. They're so bad for you, but they're so good, so delicious. I love the like salty, meaty sausage with the sweet pancake and then some syrup. So good. So what I did a couple months back is I said, I need to stop myself from just buying it every time I go to the gym. So I said I get one a month, and I have a checklist on my phone. So I clearly started this back in July. Every month I then say, have I had it? If I have, I tick it, and then there's a list with a track on there so that I then don't do it again, and it reminds me that I've done it. So when I pass by, I'm like, not just constantly doing that. Notes are handy if you're like me and have zero self-control. I also had a sort of like New Year's resolution list on here from 2019, because you know 2020 was 2020. Among other things on here, there are a few notable ones. So I've got Learn One Summer's Day on guitar. I have not done that. I'm terrible. I hate I hate that I'd never put in the time and effort to learn that song fully. Maybe one day I can slap myself enough to do it. We'll see. The other one is I've got Wear a Tank Top, which I didn't do. That's mainly just sort of like a body positivity style thing. I want to be comfortable wearing stuff that's more revealing of my body, because I don't personally like my body currently, but it's not something I should be ashamed of. It's weird. I ended up, I think, last summer cutting up one of my old t-shirts so that it was sleeveless. Not a proper tank top, but just sleeveless. As sort of a bridge gap. Didn't really do much with it. I wore it a couple of days in summer when it was really hot, which was nice. But I didn't wear it out of the house because that's scary. Yeah. You should see the recording setup I have right now. It's ridiculous. I have my microphone clipped to a hanging basket with my laptop down below on my bed, and I'm kneeling on my bed so that I can kind of record into it. And I hope it sounds good. If it doesn't sound good, I'm going to be upset, but I need it to record. Ideally. So another thing that's in my notes is I have multiple different recipe lists, so ingredients and then how to cook. Notably, like, I have turkey notes, because one year when I was in my house with my housemates at university, I said, yo, I'll cook Christmas dinner before we all go home for the holidays. So like I called up my mom. I was like, yo, how do I cook a turkey? She was like, oh, it's easy, don't be stupid. I got some vegetables, so like carrots and parsnips that I roasted. I did roast potatoes and by the looks of it, broccoli. I think I didn't do much more because fuzzy housemates. I would have loved like Brussels sprouts or something else. I probably did Yorkshire puddings, because what is a roast lunch without Yorkshire puddings? But yeah, it was really good. Did some turkey gravy. Was mildly offended when one of my housemates drowned his turkey in ketchup, but you know, that's your choice, chief. You're paying me. Because I think we split the bill, because it was like maybe 30 quid? Maybe like 30 quid for all of the stuff, because little is cheap. But that doesn't mean it's bad quality. It was good quality, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also, that was the funny thing, it was the Saturday night, me and one of my housemates, we went out to a party at a friend's house, got back at like midnight. I wasn't drunk, that was a different night. And I tried mulled wine. It was disgusting. I think I just don't like red wine. But we got back really late. I had to semi-prep the turkey ready to go, because I needed to get it out of the fridge so it wasn't fridge cold the next morning. And then got up on a Sunday morning the next day and cooked a roast lunch. So that's fun. Highly recommend it if you like cooking. I honestly enjoyed it, because I then just said to the guys, like, you guys can clean up, and they were like, yeah, that's totally fine, you've spent your entire morning cooking, we'll clean up. But it's like, cool. And we had music playing and everything. That was cool, because I think that was the year I bought my tablet that has a decent set of speakers on it. I had a Bluetooth speaker as well, probably. So yeah, enjoyable. So let's hope this one saves this time. If you're hearing this, then it did save. Yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!